When you look at the Constitution and the Constitutional Convention and those who wrote it, we so often get the tone today that that was a secular document, those are secular guys, they didn't have any religious intent,
Right.
which is really nonsense. When you look particularly after they came out of the Constitutional Convention, what they said about that document is really unbelievably religious. You have Benjamin Franklin, who at the close of the convention says, I'm not saying that the Constitution is divinely inspired. He says, but I am saying that something of this momentous, this impact to so many million people could not have come into existence without being guided and directed by that omnipotent and all-powerful being in whom we live and move and have our being. So Franklin says, I'm not saying it's divinely inspired, but I am telling you this is an act of God.
Wow.
Then you get James Madison, that when he did the Federalist Papers to explain what they'd done in the Constitution, he said to the pious man, it's impossible not to recognize in this document a finger of that almighty providence who was extended to us throughout the course of the Revolution. He said, and he concluded, he said, this document is a miracle. And that was the same term George Washington used. When he looked at the document at the end, he said, he said, you want my feelings? He wrote a letter. Someone asked him, what do you think about the Constitution? Because they want to know whether it's supported. He says, you want to know my feelings? I'm very candid about this. This document is a miracle of heaven.
Wow.
He thought that God had done it. And then as it came time to ratify, Dr. Benjamin Rush, who'd signed the Declaration, who lived in Philadelphia, who knew all these guys doing the Constitution, who's talking to them day by day, came time, they finished the Constitution, it's now time to ratify it. And Benjamin Rush is an evangelical Christian. He says, I'm not saying the Constitution is divinely inspired. He said, but I am saying that the Constitution is as much of a miracle as any miracle performed in the Old or the New Testament. And today we sit back and say, oh no, it was a secular document. Why, they wouldn't want religious activities in public. You know,
Wow.
That's just not in the records.